Hello. Good morning. This is a post for COMMGiving. It's been a while, 2 days in fact. So where I live in Toronto, Canada, it's gonna be a couple of big events. There's the Invictus Foundation Games for wounded warriors and wounded veterans um, coming up, starting in 3 days. But preliminaries. Well, I shouldn't say. Yeah, preliminary ceremonies and things like that are already happening, like the flag carrying across the country and stuff. And there's also We Day, international youth group, youth movement for doing good work that began in Canada. And Kelly Clarkson's gonna kick off that We Day event. And also Bruce Springsteen, who's on Broadway, is going to close the Invictus event. All right, and then the British Royals, Prince Harry. So I think he's going to be here with what they call dignitaries. So the city's probably crawling like spies and secret police and stuff. Um, so for today's COMMGiving post, I'm going to talk about how important it is, right, for a charity and non-government organization to stick with its audience and know itself very well, because today, I wrote a piece, and I'll link to it in the COMMGiving article, about how the Pan Am Games in Toronto itself as a sporting event, it positioned itself as an ethnic event. so the whole scandal around that event is that it went off without a hitch, on budget, on cost. Everything was built to code and everything, but it didn't make any money for the city because they didn't sell it as a sporting event. They sold it as an ethnic event. Can you imagine? So they were relying on Mexicans in Toronto to come out. They were relying on Colombians in Toronto to come out. They were relying on like Americans in Toronto to come out. They weren't selling it as like, come see the best swimmers, come see the best track and field runners, come see the next Usain Bolt. They weren't selling it as that. They're saying Mexicans come out, Colombians come out. I'm Vietnamese, right? Okay, come out. You're Canadian, right? They positioned that event as an ethnic event, not a sporting event. It went off without a hitch to code. No one got food sickness or anything for the city. It's kind of like an exposition, right? So it's a little bit of I have to say, even though none of the athletes got food sickness, it's a bit of a failure because it's supposed to be an exposition. It's all about, right. So I'll link to that article, and also I'll link to what got me started online. Really is my first article for non-government magazine, about marketing for charities and community services, right? And it's about keeping your raison d'etre, your flame alive. And what you find when you're working with, you take on volunteers, you take on fresh talent, or you're working with commercial agencies, is that a lot of them have big ideas to help you, like, achieve the next level. But a lot of community services want to keep. It's more important to keep the flame alive, the original spirit alive, and so they sacrifice that for size and for like making profit, or for raising funds. They want to keep the original spirit alive, and that happened to Pan Am Games. Pan Am Games is really a sporting event, not an ethnic event, right? Now, can you imagine if you were NGO or charity and they did that to you? Like, you're supposed to be like a sporting event and they turn you an ethnic event. it'd be very offensive, because sports, you know, regardless of your race, your color, is really about performance. Now imagine if you're a charity or NGO and they did that to you. They changed you overnight like that. It'd be a nightmare. So that's what I had to say on that topic. All right. And as an NGO, you know, from the agency side, from the consulting side, I know a bit of a sort of like a sobering experience, like a damper to work with NGOs and charities, because they need to keep that flame alive, that spirit alive, instead of just growing their market, making lots of money, stuff like that. It's not as exciting. It's a lot slower, right? But that's the reality of working with you guys. And you guys on the other side ought to realize, you know, there's that push for commercial entities to always make money, and they do that to everyone. But you guys have to keep that flame alive. Imagine if they did that to you overnight. Turn your sporting event, which is like open for all, into an ethnic event. Mexicans, Colombians through here. You, I don't know, just come. Can you imagine that? Oh my goodness. That's all I gotta say for COMMGiving today. Thank you for visiting my blog. I appreciate you. Like on CNN, I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time.